But I'll tell you, everyone, look, I was out on Thursday when all of this news came forward. What a day to be out, right? I missed you. But, I saw this coming through the wires, and I thought, my goodness, I guess it really confirmed our worst suspicions, that there are many people in the so-called deep state that have these biases, their own biases. Look, I get it. We're all human beings, right? Everybody has a bias one way or another. But when you're working for the FBI and you're handling something as sensitive as a presidential election, it's time to put that bias aside. Or maybe it's time to at least recognize your own bias and then say, I need to excuse myself, or I am going to work aggressively to make sure that I see all sides of this, because I know how I personally feel. No one did that there. And that's what's so disturbing. I want you to see, here's one text from an FBI employee. Trump supporters are all poor to middle class, uneducated, lazy POSs that think he will magically grant them jobs for doing nothing. Okay, so first of all, where to begin? Jobs. Hey, at least his supporters, by the way, want a job. I could say something very different about the handouts that those on the left think that somehow the rest of America should provide. So Trump supporters want a job. To call them poor to middle class, the disdain that so many of the elites have for the people that make this country is pretty abominable. It really is. And this text from someone there in the FBI kind of says it all. They don't like the people that they're serving. They think most of America is somehow beneath them. Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, the two infamous boyfriend-girlfriends, I'm not going to use the other term, but they went so far as to say, Trump's not ever going to become president, right? And the reply there from Peter Strzok was, no, he will not. We will stop it. They can defend this however they want. I think Peter Strzok is saying it's not what you think it means, but the words certainly don't sound very good. And whether or not there was a joke going on, we don't know that. We just know that Peter Strzok is telling Lisa Page, we're not going to allow him to be president, which brings me forward to now what's going on, right? This investigation shows us that there was bias in the FBI. But what this investigation doesn't look into is whether or not that bias is, in fact, what got us to the Mueller probe. I suspect it had something to do with it. And that's what's disturbing here. Because this threatens who we are as Americans. This threatens the integrity of the FBI, that institution, and the integrity of the transition of power. So that's what they need to get to the bottom of. Why did this investigation into the whole Russia collusion thing really happen? Is it because they thought Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin had been cooking up a scheme to rob Hillary Clinton of the election? Or is it because people in government did not like Donald Trump becoming president of the United States?